call me fuego. 93 like me. Fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. Quedo, no way home. Bearfield life on Rodeo.
Well, we also get to see Mendo not going to be playing the Duelist Raze here in map number 1. Actually has decided to go over onto Sage. So he has said that he's enjoyed IGLing in Valorant almost more than any other game that he has had a chance to play. So now that he's on something like Sage that kind of can have that sit back and kind of control the conversation style, I think that could be options as EliGE unfortunately gets caught out. But as we say that, Twistzz picks up a nice little double there onto Ace to start things off.
Trying to use that orbital wall, but gets picked up on top, able to boost himself up with nitr0. Well done going through split. He's going to take zipline and come across. You see that skyrocket already. One of the longer smokes in the game as they're trying to pressure A. One on the back side gets pushed and Stewie drops down Poach. Giving them a quick 3-0, and the defuse is going to be first round going to the favored CSGO team.
Well, you can't go wrong when you are not only able to successfully...
Taking a look at the eco, so roughly for a full kit, it's about 3,500 to 4,500 depending on what you're looking for. So first round, usually not too detrimental. These guys are going to buy some SMGs and get back into it. So full buy here on the CSGO team, while the rest are probably going to save up for another round or two. But looks like A push is already highly contested, and they're playing it aggressive as well. A lot of people try to sit back and let them take this corner peek, but no hesitation from CSGO, and that's what you want to see. A team that has a little bit less information, obviously, coming in. They want to play the aggressor.
Little wall out there by nitr0 to stop things off. Mendo, of course, tries to throw an orb over as well to get some sort of gaming off Stewie. Thankfully, though, picks up that kill onto Mendo, so Sage isn't going to be unavailable. As Stewie holds yet another corner, picks one up onto Ace. And almost pulls out, but the 3K for Stewie. nitr0 helps clean them up out on a Keller. Shroud's the only one left alive. Does pick up a headshot over on a Twistzz. But still, it's a 1v3 situation with only 56 health available. Shroud finding himself in a rough spot. Now down to only 6 HP. Looking to see if he can handle something out on a sewers, but it's not going to be enough. Knows that there is one player peeking. EliGE peeks. Shroud gets the final kill. That 6 isn't going to be enough for them to be able to have it. And just like that,
we saw the favoritism from Twitch chat, and it's always nice when they're right, because it doesn't happen too often.
Yep, and for those of you that are asking, maybe you're a CSGO Team Liquid fan, but you're a little unfamiliar with Valorant and the way that it works. It is 24 rounds total, 12 round halves. First to 13 is the victory, and if it ends at 12-12 at the end of that round 24, it's only 1 round left for that best of 1, essentially, who decides to win the map. As Shroud picks up a nice shot there onto Stewie, tries to get himself a little jumping rocket launcher shot, but it wasn't enough to actually get something to land.
Yeah, I'm trying to use and utilize the blast pack, so it doesn't deal any damage to Raze, but it will pop you up in the air, and the fall damage can be detrimental. So just trying to get that elevation over the Sage wall and then pop some damage. Do hear EliGE step on that slow orb, so audio there, but use that curveball, see if you can flash somebody. Nobody to find. Just taking it slow, and this is where I think it favors CSGO, the ability to slow it down here, especially on defense. This is what we wanted, so glad to see that the defensive side holding strong. Nothing too forced here as NAF does find Keller.
Already a solid start by every single one of the Team Liquid CSGO players. Is I think you kind of hit the nail on your head in the sense of the patience that they know needs to exist and the patience that they're capable of executing. Helping them out strong is it is a 3v2 situation. Ace, of course, still alive. Has been able to pull off great plays like this in the meantime, but nothing just yet. A little flash tries to go around. Twistzz able to pick up one onto Shroud. That's going to only leave Ace as the last one left alive. Tries to peek around a corner. It's a wide peek, but it's not going to matter. As Ace goes down, Twistzz picks himself up yet another one in round 3 already in favor of the CSGO squad.
I can assume we're going to see another save from attack, just otherwise it's going to keep swinging the other way, so hopefully going to find some picks, maybe a little bit more defensive on the attack, or a really hard push all from one side, but it looks like they split it up, 3 on one side and 2 on the other, so curious to see how this is going to play out. So we see nitr0 just peeking mid, seeing if he can spot anybody out. Nobody there.
Yeah, Spike is on the southern side of the map over towards the B side. You can actually see it denoted on the minimap by that little yellow triangle that you have around. So still time aplenty, but the ultimates are going to be coming up for everybody very soon as nitr0 able to pick one, but he gets traded off by Mendo, who gets then traded off by Twistzz. So it was still a 2-1 in favor of the kills over for a Team Liquid CSGO team. keler tries to pull through, knocks down a piece of the barrier from the Sage, but Stewie returns with 2 quick kills of himself, make that a third onto Ace, a beautiful 3K, and Stewie continuously doing what he does best and moving it to a Ace and Poach within 1 or 2 ultimate points available, and could potentially use that to swing some economy in their favor, but they're still going to have a tall task as we say that, though. Shroud and Ace are able to pick up the first 2 entry frags of the round. That's going to help them out a lot. When you've got the firepower in your hands, good things are bound to come. They now will then shift over to the A side. It does look like that is going to be a spike that is planted. So nitr0 picks one top on an Ace, and it's a retake for the Team Liquid CSGO.
Gonna see Bob the Boombot going through the skyrocket of NAF, seeing if he can find anybody. Will lock on anybody in that cone and chase them down unless he's shot, so possible option, but doesn't matter. Shroud picks up yet another one, this time on Stewie, as one peeks over the top. NAF does respond as he's going to swing into A elbows. That high elevation needs to be careful. He's checking all of his angles, even with Heaven. Just trying to find anybody on the site as he does spot one on the backside. But it doesn't matter, just too many people to deal with. And Shroud gets yet another one with the operator.
Currently still sitting on their pistols. Doesn't look like they want to kick into anything just yet. So it will be a half buys, and big plays are going to have to happen. And what better way to start it with Shroud as around immediately popping off another shot with that operator.
Some things you need to be careful of, and one of those is Shroud with a one-hit click. So seeing him get involved early as soon as he picks up that operator. Slow up comes out in the mid. Looks like nitr0 is going to respond with that. Curious to see if he's going to put up his own orbital wall or just be patient. Sides on the ladder. Putting up that wall. Holding off time that will last for 30 seconds. So plenty of time to peek other angles. Just seeing a long rotation through A. Just kind of waiting out so he does find Poach on the top side.
Yeah, that's going to leave the A side essentially completely unmanned now, as they are, all 3 members going to shift through mid down over to the B site.
My ultimate is ready.
You're seeing Cypher as well take that long rotation back to B, so nobody is covering. We do have one up in mid by Heaven, so could be an option here for Cypher if he wants to make that transition. He does have Jet on the side as well to help out, so this could be a really good play. But already the CSGO team starting to swarm back to B site.
Prepare for hellfire!
He's going to be there. EliGE will pick up one, gets traded off by keler, so a nice little 1v1 trade. Still 15 seconds left to go. They were able to find the ideal box plant for that spike. You know, just in the nick of time. Spike will get planted. That's extra money into the hands of VALORANT side. But now, it's going to be a retake situation for CSGO.
I know exactly where you are.
Even across the board, 3v3, Cypher showing off. Able to get all that information, but the Daze and Naka possibly coming out. keler does pick one on nitr0. Trying to find the backside, does get turned and peeked, and it doesn't matter. Clutched up by VALORANT team.
Making sure that...
Keeping a peek on Brimstone, top of the map, too. Was sitting A with it for quite a while with the spike. Shroud finds NAF again with an operator. Seems to be his demise as Stewie going to take out Shroud. Can he land another? He does. Gets down Mendo with the 2K. Before he gets dropped himself by keler, so trades back and forth again. Seems to be that VALORANT team is warming up.
EliGE tries to secure some sort of vision and heal himself up. Unfortunately, location was revealed. Tries to pre-fire across the wall. Is it going to be there just yet? Spike has been planted, so that then will trigger them knowledge of the retake that is necessary. It is a 2v3. Twistzz has an operator available, but peeking around these corners with his pistol. Ace holding himself a corner.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to say backing all the way off, playing passive on this one. No need to force it either. Still up by 1, so expect a big buy here in the next round or 2.
keler sitting on a casual, almost 11,000 credits. Holds on to him for the round. Doesn't even buy Shroud a weapon. It's just sad. He's your teammate. Share some of that wealth.
See the flash come out with that curveball. Does pick up one. They get a trade, though. As again, Shroud with the operator.
Wall raised.
Able to drop down as we jump back into mid with nitr0. Just trying to take this peek. Does have the ability to jump up on that wall and peek the angle, but slow peek from there could be dangerous. The only way to break through that wall is if they do shoot it or knife it down. So Shroud does have the capability here with Jet. Jumps against the headshot with Poach. Can he dodge yellow? Gets around Brimstone. Just not going to get the peek as NAF does pull up a 2K. So good clutch here in this tight angle.
Trying to shimmy around the corner. Alone. Little shimmy only did so much. Couldn't pull the operator out fast enough.
Gotta have that quick wit about you as you get dropped. Unfortunate. But I think my favorite part is that his game and name is Nappy Poo. So taking him as seriously as difficult as Poach decides to do nothing but put him down.
Still a 1v1 if he were able to pick this kill up on Twistzz. Would be solid for them to get the operator in his hands, but thankfully he flipped the coin of which site do I go to, and successfully is able to get the correct one as Twistzz finds himself on the opposite side of the map. That will be a possibility for Poach to be able to actually get this plant. Needs to hurry up though, only has 10 seconds left remaining. Able to has it, spike gets planted. That's going to be immediate knowledge of Twistzz of where he has to go, and now we've got ourselves a Western standoff.
Difficult for Poach as well. Not a whole lot of utility to work with. Does have that incendiary, so able to pull off the Molotov, but doesn't matter. Gets popped immediately on elbow. And you see the aggression come out right away from Twistzz. But Poach staying grounded gets the win and picks up his operator. So a big swing here for the attackers. They do have one deep on the other side towards connector from A into long. But you're going to see run it back. Immediately picks by EliGE. Good poke. Does get dropped. So the information there in the trade immediately after. So great utilization of that ultimate.
Run it back. Not only can it give you the chance to get those kills, but the information, if you find yourself in an outnumbered firefight when you go back, could be aplenty for your team. We're now at about the 50-second mark. EliGE tosses up that firewall to help deny them from going into something. Poach decides to play himself yet again, and spike gets planted.
Wasn't for nothing though. Does get dropped as NAF finds a pick on Shroud. You're going to see Keller moving in through zipline into heaven. As found in the corner, Stewie gets dropped. Can he clutch it up for his team? No, nitr0 catches him around the corner. And like that, CSGO back on top.
And you're starting to see, despite the run that Team Valorant actually had, is now that you're starting to see more access to knowledge of these different angles and of these different defensive positionings. That's giving Team Liquid CSGO communication a whole lot of extra bonuses, and immediately it's doing just that as Stewie picks himself up one. nitr0 gets the res onto NAF, so that's going to help them out a whole lot more coming into this, and rooms that they were starting to hold going to get pressed in by Valorant. Ace picks himself up a kill on a Stewie and evens it out now at 4 versus 4.
Now, for those that are a little bit newer to Valorant and haven't been watching, each agent has a certain amount of points that they require, as we see again the CSGO team pick up a win here.
Essentially a 4-1 split as Keller taking his time.
Trying to break that wall of Sage. Shroud does find nitr0 on the back end into heaven. It's holding that eye angle. That's what we're talking about, that tailwind and that updraft, being able to use quick mobility as well as get a different angle of height. As Keller does with Cypher, spot out the player here. Taking that quick peek, see if he can find anybody in those angles. Nobody there. Just playing it patient as we're going to see a skyrocket come down. Now, has the option to push through that smoke quietly if he would like to, but it's going to wait for backup before they do so. Plenty of options here. Shroud does have that tailwind if he wants to go in quickly.
Prepare for hellfire.
Gonna have to try for something. 24 seconds left remaining. That's gonna be an ultimate that comes out to stop them in their tracks from pushing themselves through, and CSGO's now having themselves a heyday as they pick up 2 kills. Mendo's able to get the res on the Keller, and that'll help themselves out just a little bit. But the trades across the board, and there's only one player left alive on Valorant. It's gonna be none other than Keller himself. He will have just enough time to plant behind the box. Is he gonna get it? No, he won't. The wall bang from EliGE.
Don't be afraid to go support your favorite players as well and cheer them on.
Here, we're hanging out and watching the frags aplenty on the last round of the first half.
Exactly
just like that, it's trades back and forth, and only 2 players of CSGO are left alive. Keller, yet again with the spike in his hand, has been on plant duty. and planned successfully he has, is now a retake 2v3 situation, and it's kind of all against all, as you're going to get a reset on economy, you're going to get a reset on side swap, so having a little bit extra aggression certainly going to be as an opportunity. NAF tries to throw out Molly, tries to see if they can zone them out a little bit as Shroud pops himself down. Nice little smoke to see if they can hold themselves this angle and deny CSGO from the retake.
Using that updraft again to get a higher angle peek back into A, so he needs to be careful because he can see above that sky smoke. As Stewie turns, drops down Poach, trying to check the other angle. They need to get this defused quick, but it's going to be too little too late. You see the difference in where the sage wall is being planted as compared to when it was CSGO. Stewie finds another, and Ace finds Shroud with NAF on the receiving end of that kill. Does get one down. He's going to skyrocket. Decides not to place it a little bit further in, so still heavily contested here in mid.
Stewie gets healed up as well. EliGE
pushes
around a corner immediately on men. They trade themselves off, and there's only one player from Team VALORANT left alive, as 4 hungry players from Team Liquid CSGO are wanting to see if they can get the final one. Is I questioned whether or not they were going to have the attack strats. Well, Lawler, if you hit your shots, it doesn't really matter what strategies exist, because nobody else is going to be alive.
Well, it's up to Poach now in a 1v4, 35 seconds left. Does find one onto Stewie. Can he find another after? Speaking of those angles, the map awareness, trying to show out as the skyrocket's going to drop down here. Is probably going to push right through it as he does. Tries to find one on the back end. May just have to back off on this one. It is pistol round, so I can expect the aggression to continue. Gonna wrap around the back side here of B. Going through alley.
Has 20 effective health. With enough shots could potentially do it. Kicks around, but nitr0's there to take down Poach. And
can they continue jump? That's kind of the real question. Nobody gonna buy just yet. A couple SMGs here, half buy, but
yeah, I do like.
Speaking for information. Oh, the early aggression from Shroud.
Gets traded out by EliGE. That drops down almost immediately. Of course, for those of you that are newer to Valorant, as we have mentioned before, those little black orbs essentially are your ultimate points. If you look down at the bottom of each of the players' streams, you see a little X, and that is their ultimate, but they need those ult points to be able to charge themselves up. So utilizing things like this on the map allows them that opportunity to do so. Is yet again another CSGO player is dropped. nitr0 walls off piece of that area to make sure that they don't have anything, as it is a split meaning. As we say that, though, CSGO decides to kick to the southern side of the map and move themselves over to B side, as it does look like they have complete control, and that will be a very easy plant for them.
Good spot by NAF as well, getting rid of some of that information that is so crucial to Cypher's kit. Slorb goes up top, should be able to hear anybody approaching if they do from heaven. So we have an even 3 versus 3, 2 in heaven here, 1 on the backside as well through alley, so gonna have to find a way to synchronize these shots. It doesn't matter though, Twistzz lands them like that as he drops down Keller. Does get audio cues that there is another one up top, so taking this close angle may be difficult.
Oh,
but
no.
apparently Ace has other ideas as they drop 2. It's now up to Ace versus nitr0. He's gonna drop the blaze, see if he can bait the plant and the defuse, but it doesn't matter. nitr0 clutches it yet again, and that's even with Ace on the blaze, healing himself up.
During that second half, after a solid couple rounds of eco, potentially could be the same thing here. As we now take a look at Stewie. He's playing that raise. As they try to come through, NAF actually hits a solid amount of shots there as Stewie tries to deny some direction. Twistzz on the opposite side of the map is able to pick himself up on a Keller. Shroud right back at it with the sniper rifle, though, as he picks one up onto Stewie and can potentially create a little bit of momentum here. Spike is planted, though, so they're going to have a timer on. Poach is the only one left. Shroud, yet again, swaps off, actually, and taps. Now down to a 1v2.
Shroud picking up the 3K, has a chance for an ace. Going to check these angles, see what he can do. Full utility on the kid available, and he drops down, not using any of it, right into Twistzz.
I think he took off his earlobe there. Now 10-5 in favor of CSGO.
Yeah, something to notice as well is Stewie doesn't realize, but you actually can't shoot through that wall. Visual indicators, which is really nice about something that was implemented, is if you, when shooting the wall, an orange spark comes off, it means you can't penetrate. It'll be a gray puff of smoke with a black circle in the middle, if you can. So, visual indication for some of those, as you can see there.
Smoke's down.
Still some time. 60 seconds left remaining for CSGO to get themselves a solid plant. Still making sure that they try to find some extra information of which direction that they do want to go. It does look like Shroud is kind of looping himself around, and as I say that, he picks that one up onto Stewie, catching him a little bit off guard. They will decide to change positions from him, though, as it does look like they're going to end up going over through A lobby and across over to the A site. Shroud again and again picks himself up, so finds himself down with his team, but with Shroud alive, Liquid said it in chat themselves, Shroud equals clips. But that isn't going to necessarily deny the plant just yet. As we say that, though, Shroud picks himself up a fourth, and the defuse is going to be able to come through, and there you have it, Lawler. Valorant back on the board.
You know, it's just that capability of someone so experienced in this space with Shroud. Just sometimes you need to be able to step up, and if there's anybody that really knows how to handle the pressure on this team, you have to give it to Shroud. He's been at the front for such a long time, and I mean, you're talking 22 and 13. The next closest being Keller at 15 and 12.
We are in 17 of 24. 3 more 1 rounds for CSGO, and they'll take map number 1 and start their showcase that it's not just CSGO that they're capable of doing. Valorant as well is an opportunity. Shroud tries to get himself around, picks one up onto EliGE. Now the wait game starts yet again.
Pressure here in mid, just trying to see if there's anybody there. They do see that slow orb come across from heaven. Just trying to watch those angles as Skyrocket comes down, seeing if they can find anybody. So Shroud does rotate up here. Might be able to catch another pick with that operator. It's been clutch so far all day today with it, so need to be careful on those peaks, as all these angles pretty well held by the defensive team. As Stewie comes around the corner, Ace does drop one, but nitr0 picks up the trade, which is then traded immediately after by Shroud. So all these angles covered, but one thing is true still. Shroud with a 3K with that operator, and Keller picks up Twistzz for the 4th, and finally we get one in back in favor of the Valorant team. But you can see the teamwork. Look how much they're grouped up. This is where Raze could really come in handy, but beneficial for them, there is none on the Valorant team.
Shroud still holding himself an angle as well. All 5 members now on the bottom side of the map headed towards B. It is going to be an ultimate from the breach coming out to see if he can disrupt any of the extra members, and this is where the firefights are going to have to happen. It is a lot of knowledge left to be seen. As Ace able to pick himself up onto Twistzz, nitr0 picked up a 2K onto Ace and Mendo to trade themselves out, and then gets traded off himself by Kellar. Now moves it down, and bodies are falling as we're under 15 seconds left remaining. Spikey is going to have to get planted. A wall bang from Shroud is going to help out onto Stewie. EliGE tries to pop the audio cue, turns him around, is able to take down Shroud, but Poach with a nice repositioning to take him down, and yet again, another round in favor of Valorant, moving us now to 10 and 9. As this replay is going to show the big difference of Valorant and CSGO. It is the immediate disruption that exists when those abilities decide to pop off, specifically with the ultimates from the breach, as you can see there. Creates lots of opportunities. We find ourselves with a 10 to 9 advantage for CSGO coming into this next round.
Yeah, it's just the trades coming out left and right here on that site too. I mean, it's what they do so well, but to claw back, I mean, they were down by quite a bit, so 2 rounds in a row for Valorant, as really heavy contested here on A site. Seems to be the favored pick from the CSGO team, as Shroud, again with the operator, drops down 1. Trying to pre-fire and just trades left and right. Everybody going down, and through the sky smoke, they actually pick up the last 2. trying to find any pixel he can through that smoke. Does spot one. Going to left-hand side. EliGE does pick up the opposite Phoenix. As Stewie pops the corner and drops down Shroud. Flash coming out, actually affecting his own player, but nobody's there. Should be okay.
Gonna hit the go
push
button.
on a B site.
I know
Those two.
exactly where
The quick
you
trade's going to give him the opportunity to go ahead and actually do a quick plant here onto the side as EliGE immediately drops Poach when he comes around the corner. His signature ability is charged, which means he can have opportunities. Mendo gets one onto EliGE, but the spike is still planted, and a retake opportunity is still going to have to happen. It will be a little bit more difficult as nitr0 is able to take down Mendo, but gets traded out by Ace, who then picks up a second on a Stewie. NAF, the only one left alive, has chances. He turns onto one. Still one player left. Can take his time. He's going to have to hurry and start plant soon. That's going to be an immediate ultimate. It's going to go. Hellfire is going to rain down and potentially stop any chance of the defuse. Blaze gets thrown as well. Ace knows he has to start onto the defuse, but it isn't going to be enough as NAF utilizing the ultimate, but more importantly, then hitting that final shot onto Ace.
See Stewie going to throw the grenade over the top, see if he can find anybody there. Cluster grenade as well, so a couple residuals. They're going to shoot through the box, see if they can find EliGE with another wallbang on Shroud. That's two back-to-back rounds for Shroud, who's been their top fragger, and pretty much their carry has been removed. So this could be dangerous as Mendo going to back up, see if he can pop anybody with that operator that was from Shroud.
Already at a disadvantage, though. Two members down.
Flash out.
Just no hesitation either. You get that pick and then immediately rush straight into B. So you've now got 4 people already approached on B side. Need to be careful, though. The Sage in Heaven.
Yeah, it's going to be an easy
Mendo,
plant.
they're right on top of you.
Poach helps out with 1 kill onto NAF. You can see the cues of the breach of that disruption. Isn't going to land on anybody just yet as slow creeps of Poach. Knocks down that Sage wall to help see if anybody's hanging out behind. An immediate flash out. Isn't going to be enough, though, as Mendo picks up a second, actually. 2 kills there. Now it's a 1v2 situation. Mendo and an operator. Is he going to wake up? No, he's not. Right back to sleep, said EliGE. And that's going to be a 13-10 victory in favor of CSGO here in map number 1.